Hello, y'all. It's now 6:17 p.m. Wow, this big fat flakes of dandruff is from the seborrheic dermatitis and dry skin. Um, I haven't, as I said, I don't know why I'm flaring up. I have dry skin like on my nose, behind here, and all around here, and so I mean, I've been um I guess my immune system is weak, and there's a swollen lymph node right here, and I think a swollen lymph node behind here that hurts, and um, my ear, like touching right here, it feels sensitive to touch, and it's like I have ear infection on both ears, and so maybe due to my skin being dry, and I guess candidiasis or candida flare up is probably what caused, I, my ears would have been like dry and itchy, and then my fingernails were long, and so I would, be scratching my ears and stuff. And I think that might be how I ended up with the ear infection in both ears. Both ears, were itchy and, dry and stuff. So I finally found my nail clippers. Now my nails are trimmed. So I've been feeling the sleep deprived feeling all afternoon, all day. Well, all afternoon. And I tried to take a nap at 4 o'clock, but could not go to sleep. I was very sleepy and tired, and my mind was tricked into thinking that I for sure was gonna get to fall asleep and take a nap, but still feeling sleep deprived. And like I'm feeling sleep deprived and physically weak. So I'm sitting here feeling like as if I'm on the verge of dozing off, and then just find myself laying there for so long. But so I'm feeling kind of like sluggish and slowed down. I didn't realize that tomorrow there's a job interview opportunity, but it's too far away. And it's I'm feeling like it's kind of too far away, and I'd be damned if I spent $100 on a job interview. I mean $100 round trip for an Uber. I don't know how much it would cost, but um, if it would be $100 round trip for an Uber, just for them to end up not hiring me. So I'm feeling anxiety about that. And the way my sleep schedule has been very off, and so I might have to cancel that. But it's like a solar sales interview, and it's like a type of job like that. I know I won't. I know that they don't. It's. I know they might say, well, I know they're gonna turn me away. So I feel like, you know, I just don't want to take that. I don't want to take a gamble. So still no luck, other luck with any job opportunities, and well, I was able to make, you know, a little bit of money today from from my writings and stuff. But the money it was not all, a whole lot, but the money is supposed to come next Monday, a week from now. So I wrote two more short stories and put it on the Ko-fi website and also my blog. And well, I started it. Was it super early yesterday morning, like maybe like 1 o'clock in the morning, somewhere around there. It was after midnight, but I really hate when I start working on, whether it be a short story or whatever I'm writing. I hate doing everything in small pieces, and I always feel like as if I gotta do everything all at once. But I try to tell myself it's okay to take a break, and it's okay to take a break, and it's okay to you know come back later and continue. So I have been multitasking and working on like 3 or 4 short stories all at one time. So um I'm surprised I accomplished that and got that out of the way. And I'm surprised I accomplished that and got that out of the way. So one thing about writing is it seems like it's very hard to get your writings any attention. I know a lot of people do, if it's Christian based, or um if it's not, I mean, if it's alternative and different from the norm, then you get ignored. And but the people who promote um evil, or they get praise. They get all the praise, retweets, likes, praise, subscribers, followers, and they share your work and stuff, and they everybody promotes it, no matter how sick it is, not how sick or twisted or perverse it is, but um the short story I wrote the other day about a Horace the bird watcher, um a short story like that, people don't really care about stuff like that. um but if I would write, and which I would never do that, if I were to write a story about you know a woman having sex with a male incubus, a male incubus demon, oh man, that would become a viral hit and sensation. I don't glorify or praise stuff like that. You know so I don't glorify stuff like that, but I mean that's how people are. And but it's like me being targeted, shunned, and hated by the world. if I were to be that type to be writing perverse stuff, I would get shunned for it, and they probably would make sure I go to jail or get arrested or something like that, you know. But I try to keep my stuff clean, and if I talk about anything dirty, it's more like exposing wickedness, you know. So, um, I'm a if y'all are okay with it, I'm gonna put in the description box my attempt my attempt at a romance story that turned into Christian, and see, I mean, that was one of the stories I wrote yesterday, so I'm gonna try to see if I can put it in the description box. um Put the link in the description box. I don't know if I can copy and paste and put it in the description box, or if I can put just the link in the description box. But you know, um, I'm just trying to. I mean, if I would have been making, I mean, gotten more attention off of what I wrote and off of my writings, and getting more support and help just off my writings, then I will. I mean, that will. That could. I mean, I wish I had enough support where it can generate enough donations, tips, or income to help me to be able to stay off the streets. So I finally got one supporter, and I mean, cause I mean I have some nonfiction too to expose the truth about what I'm you know how the world operates and what my personal experiences are have been, and I also have um some fiction, short stories or whatever, that if the short story fiction, that it's a fiction story with some truth to it. Um and it's like, if you don't go with the official narrative, then people will think you're weird, or strange. So they'll think you're weird and strange if you don't, if you're different from normal society. So um I'm trying to save, you know, the little money I have, and trying to save what I have, and hopefully, if I were to have a little help with a little more money, then that could be able to help me with enough to stay another week past Friday, because next week is supposed to be cold too. So but tonight, well, actually, for the past 3 days, I think I've been craving um barbecue ribs, but because of my teeth, I can't really eat them. I couldn't really eat it. And I don't really eat barbecue. I love ribs. I like ribs. I'll eat ribs, but I don't get to eat them, a whole lot. And I'm not too. I mean, I wouldn't consider it one of my favorite foods, but I love them. I like them. But I was wondering, like, back then, Speaking of ribs, people they used to have like beef ribs, but now all you see is pork ribs. So whatever happened to, I think it would be like prime ribs or beef ribs. Where can I find those? If you always see the St. Louis dry rub or St. Louis pork ribs or some other kind of, baby back ribs. I mean, I would like to see what it's like again to taste beef ribs again. But so yeah, all I had was 3 liquid tablespoons of coconut oil, and the last of that jar of applesauce. And then um, I'm gonna have the leftover. Um, I think is it sardines? Yeah, leftover. It was sardines and olive oil. I think that was the last pack. Maybe not, but sardines and olive oil with the rice and black beans, and I put some sea salt and apple cider vinegar in it yesterday. So I ate about half, more or less half the bowl, and then I guess I'll just warm it up in the microwave today, and um, I've been like because of my teeth, I can't even chew. Like I have difficulty trying to chew vegetables. Also, even if it's canned, um, I have a hard time trying to chew softly, and this tooth right here, you know, I'm having a hard time trying to chew on the right side. Um, so I'm having a hard time to chew on trying to chew on the right side. But I wonder why the perps waited till after I got here to start back sleep depriving me again. And why they why did they sleep deprive me again? And and why did they they gang stalking me even worse? And I only go out when it's absolutely necessary. I've been staying in here most days, almost every day. I've been staying here, stay to myself, stay out of trouble. And so I'm feeling a little bit better and trying to make myself hopeful, but I'm still feeling very depressed. And you know, I saw another YouTube video today of where the targeted individual wished that one of his perps would die because of the being fed up with the constant torture and harassment and stuff. So it's a lot of us targets that be feeling that way. When we get fed up, and it seems like the perps attack your attempts at trying to accomplish things. And if you're trying to go to school, they'll sabotage that. Or if you want to like say for example, if you have a gym membership and you accomplish working out and exercise for the day, and so then they will gang stalk and attack you for that. I mean, this gang stalking is weird. I mean, and they do the gang stalkers. They do stuff that doesn't make sense. They do stuff that doesn't make sense. And and so it seems like if I would have never mentioned my blog, then the perps wouldn't even know about it. If I wouldn't have mentioned my blog, my perps wouldn't have known. They wouldn't know about it. But this is my attempt at trying to make an income and trying to make a living off my writings. So the comments on the blog are shut off so that they can't harass me and trying to get me to commit suicide. Me trying to protect my mental health. And I just can't understand their logic and reasoning. If you've been stalking all my online activity for over 2 years, but then, you know, if you if you watch and stalk everything I type, and then try to say, oh, Candy writes like a first grader, and and Candy's using Christianity as a gimmick, and she will make a great televangelist, which is not true. And people saying that, the perps saying that y'all the ones who are in cults. So I got out of the cult that I grew up in, that I had no control over, and even as a teenager, I didn't know it was a cult, but I've had moments where I've tried to resist. I really, especially the beginning of my senior year in high school, I tried to resist. Try to resist going to the cult and stuff. And so I'm gonna say it again. I believe that the foster mom put me in a gang stalking. I could be wrong, but I believe that the foster mom put me in a gang stalking program for revenge purposes. And I was still a minor when she did that. I was, still underaged. So, some people are in disbelief because they feel like, oh, this can't be real life, because they didn't think I was smart enough to catch on that, I mean, that what they're a part of. And they think that Candy's slow, that I'm slow, mentally slow, and won't be able to catch on. That they must have thought I was never going to find out, but they were shocked that I found out. Or I figured out, the gang stalking program and stuff, you know. So, oh man, my ear is it's itching to torture. But anyway, the and I started spilling the beans and being a whistleblower and exposing everybody, um as it relates to my early childhood traumas and stuff. Not to tell my personal business, but to share with others how I've been my story about how I've been, brainwashed and programmed. And some people say, Candy, you don't realize how much your stories are helping people, you know, or you know, they'll make it like as if I don't. I mean, as if my story is really helping people. Well, the way I get ignored, I don't think I'm helping really anybody. I would like to be able for people to be touched or helped. So, it's really hard out here trying to survive, and people don't care about a single woman who's disabled. They don't, I mean, society don't care to help that person to stay off the streets. And a lot of us end up homeless due to the targeting. And it's really scary out here, that people just leave you to suffer and watch you to suffer. I mean, they leave you to suffer and watch you suffer and just do nothing about it. When you're crying out for help, and then they'll think that you're just vulnerable and attention seeking and want pity and pity or whatever, and that's not what you're trying to do. Or they'll try to make it like as if you're manipulative and pretend to be helpless, and they use that to justify closing their hearts so that they don't, I mean, to justify themselves not having to have compassion. But I mean, the idea of trying to survive while when you're being blocked from survival is it's, I mean, for you to try to ask for help to survive, and people try to say that, oh, that's being manipulative, and try to compare me to the boy who cried wolf and stuff like that, when we really are out here hurting and suffering, and they're trying to they attack all of our attempts at making accomplishments in life. See, you hear those doors slamming. So my time is, I mean, that my phone's about to shut off. So thank you.